Hey everyone, Techie here. Let's jump right into today's explainer, because we're tackling a fascinating and, honestly, slightly terrifying topic. The things that can go absolutely wrong with vibe-coded products. To set the stage, let's look at two true stories that made international news this year. First up, a founder launched a shiny new vibe-coded social network, loudly boasting that he wrote absolutely 0 lines of code himself. Sounds like a massive win for AI efficiency, right? Well, that was until a dangerously misconfigured database left all of their user data completely exposed to anyone who wanted to look. Second story, a major AI company suffered a critical packaging misconfiguration, and they inadvertently compromised their own systems simply because of unchecked AI code generation. These are perfect storms, and they are happening right now. But why? Section 1. Why it happens. The review gap. So what is the review gap? Basically, it's the space between generating code with AI and actually verifying what that code does. It's a human behavioral gap, and it's exactly where things go incredibly wrong. Think about it in a context we all easily understand: food. Imagine a master chef preparing a wildly complex, entirely new dish and then carrying it straight out to a customer's table to serve it without ever tasting it first. You wouldn't trust that meal, would you? I mean, the chef has no idea if they accidentally swapped the salt for sugar. Writing AI code without rigorous review is exactly the same thing: shipping without reviewing. And the data backing this up is just staggering. Relying on this untested code leads to a massive 40 to 62% AI-generated code vulnerability rate and an astounding 72% failure rate specifically in Java. It's basically a developer acting as a vibe coder, handing off a complex product without ever checking if the ingredients are actually safe. Section 2. Real failure patterns. Validating the danger. Now to move from the theory of the review gap to the stark reality of the data, let's look at a verified statistic. 1 in 5. That is the reality we are dealing with. Roughly 1 in 5 AI-generated code samples references a software package that literally does not exist. The AI is essentially hallucinating an ingredient for our software recipe. It confidently tells the developer to use a specific library or tool, and it sounds so plausible that the developer, caught right in that review gap we just talked about, blindly accepts it. So yeah, 1 out of every 5 times you're getting phantom code. And this brings us to a brand new threat vector: slop squatting. Bad actors have figured out this 1 in 5 statistic too. They know exactly what kinds of names the AI tends to make up. So they go out and weaponize those hallucinated packages by registering the fake names in advance. When a vibe coder accidentally deploys the AI's hallucinated code without checking it, the system goes looking for that package, finds a malicious one planted by the attacker, and downloads it. This is exactly what fueled the critical packaging misconfiguration incident at that major AI company we mentioned earlier. Just like that, your entire system is compromised. To truly understand the sheer scale of this problem, consider a recent massive scan of over 1,400 vibe-coded apps. Out of all those applications scanned, exactly 65% were found to have active, exploitable security flaws. It wasn't just a minority edge case, it was the overwhelming norm. When you generate code based on a vibe and skip the tasting, the result is an ecosystem completely flooded with vulnerabilities. The apps with no issues, they're the exception, not the rule. Let's break down exactly what those security issues were. We aren't just talking about a button being the wrong color or some text being misaligned here. The scan didn't just find minor bugs, it uncovered over 400 exposed secrets and API keys. That is a literal disaster. Exposing an API key is like handing an attacker the master keys to your digital kingdom, your servers, your payment gateways, your entire infrastructure. And circling back to that social network story we opened with, we see widespread misconfigured databases leaving user data wide open. It's a direct result of trusting the machine without verifying the output. Ultimately, skipping review doesn't just mean you have messier code. It means genuinely not knowing what is actually running on your servers. As someone who loves the structure and logic of technology, this is the ultimate peril to me. If you don't know what's running, you aren't an engineer or a builder anymore. You're literally just a passenger hoping the car doesn't crash. Vibe coding without oversight is a complete blind leap of faith, which leaves us with this final vital question. Are you shipping secure code or are you just shipping a vibe? The speed and power of AI coding tools are absolutely incredible, but they require us to be more vigilant, not less. We have to close the review gap. We have to taste the food before we serve it to our users. Comment vibe for the checklist to catch this before it ships. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay secure out there.